Assalamualaikum and a very good day. I bid to our lecturer, Prof. Mother Dr. Cik Zuriana Muhammad Jamil, lecturer for Management Accounting 2, code BKAM3023. Today, our group, which is Group 3 from Group G, will be presenting about our business plan for our book cafe business, which is called Writers Cafe. Before we move further into business plan presentation, let me introduce you to our group members. The first member is me myself, Siti Nurbalqis Binti Zairil Hizam, metric number 281611, Nur Adibah Binti Muhammad Nur, metric number 281583, Fitriyani Binti Sofian 281433, Nur Syahirah Binti Rohiman 280073, and lastly, Nur Qamarina Binti Masran 281537. In this presentation, we'll be discussing about 5 things. The first one is about our business, which are like our business nature, our mission and vision, our business core values, and also our product and service. Next is our management team. We'll get to know what kind of position that we have in our organizational chart and what kind of roles that they play in order to make sure our business runs smoothly. Next is about our marketing. We'll be discussing about analysis summary, marketing segmentation, and what kind of strategy that we use in order to market our cafe. Next, we have financial planning. In this financial planning, we'll be discussing more about the calculation of CVP analysis, break-even analysis, and also margin of safety. Last but not least, we'll be showing our financial statements, which consist of projected cash flow, projected income statements, and also projected balance sheet for next year. Now, let me give you a little briefing about our business. Our business name is Writers Cafe, and it is a newly opened book cafe. The aim for this cafe is to provide a very comfortable spot for writers and readers while they are having their coffee. This cafe is located near T-Life at College of Business Building, which is also known as COB among TISA students in UUM. This cafe is established in January 2021, and currently we are selling 2 types of products, which are coffee and also books. Next, I will explain about the reason why our group chose Book Cafe as our business. The first reason is because we saw the opportunity for this book cafe to grow in the market, which is UUM. As we all know, the students, they like to try new and trendy things. So, by opening a book cafe with modern and Instagrammable design, interior design, it will surely attract some attentions, especially from the younger generation, which is the students. The next reason is because Book Cafe is such a new and refreshing idea that will be brought to the community in UUM. Of course, in UUM, we already have existing cafes, such as Manager's Coffee and also Richamu. But Writers Cafe will be the first book cafe, and it will surely attract more attention because it is a new and more unique compared to other cafes. And the last reason is because this business is receiving such a warm and welcoming responses from our targeted market, which are the students, lecturers, and also staff. So, what kind of product that we are offering at Writers Coffee? First, we are offering freshly brewed coffee. From the bitterness and strong aroma of Americano and espresso, to the sweetness and nuttiness feeling of latte and mocha, Writers Cafe will surely make all coffee lovers to fall in love with our menu selection. The next product that we are selling is book. At Writers Cafe, we provide a wide range of genres of books in order to attract the younger generation, especially students in UUM, in order to normalize reading culture and also to create a reading society among UUM community. So, what is the purpose of our group doing this business plan? Our main purpose of doing this business plan is to get funding. As I presented earlier, we are just starting our business this year and currently we don't have any long-term capital or liabilities to fund our business in the long run or like next year. So it will be great if we are able to get the loan from bank. Like the bank will help us to fund our business in the long run. And the second purpose is to expand our business. If we have the loan or like the money that the bank lend to us, we are able to create more creative menus and it will surely attract more customers. So by creating more menus, we will get more annually revenues and it will also and eventually we will have more profits. The last purpose is renovation purpose. If we succeed to get the loan from bank through this business plan, we are able to renovate our cafe to be bigger and more comfortable for our customers. The next part is about our vision and mission. So, what sets us apart from other business? The answer is our outstanding vision and mission that we hope to accomplish. Our first vision is to be a well-known book cafe of nations. Next, to become known and emulated for our best quality products that delight the customer. And our last vision is to continually innovate while continuing to make everything on-site from scratch. For our mission, the first one is to provide an unparalleled product and experience for our customers. Next is to constantly provide outstanding customer service and realize that customer satisfaction is our primary purpose. And our last mission is that we are committed to offer our family of staff a positive and supportive business atmosphere where everyone is the same. Here are some of our business objectives. The first one is to serve good and fresh food to people, to provide customer with affordable products profitably, and the last one is to create a reading society in younger generation. Here are some of our business core values. The first core value is integrity. We uphold the highest standards of profession and ethics. Even when no one is looking, we will always be honest. The next core value is communication. Using empowering and positive conversation, we only speak with good purpose. And we promise to never use sarcasm, gossiping, or belittle other parties. The next one is respect. By treating one another fairly, with communicating directly and respectfully. We will also have empathy, discipline, and build on our diversity. Next core value is teamwork. We will support each other, build on our strengths, and ensure the full contribution of every person of our team. We play as a team and we will realize that we are bonded by synergy and communication. Excellent. We improve in all aspects and deliver passionately at our highest level. And the last one is commitment. We will fully responsible to our customers and are committed to what we promise to give to them.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. I am Nur Adibah binti Muhammad Nur and my numeric is 281583 and I have been putting my numerics here for every slide and I will be presenting about 3 parts. The first one is the purpose of our business. The second one is the role of each member in this business and the last one is the SWOT analysis. For the purpose of the business, we also want to maximize the profit like other businesses do. And the second one, we also want to provide trouble-free place for lecturers and students to study as they are doing revision and completing the task given. And the last one is we want to give back to the community by giving free access to the international book that always students look for as their main reference in some subjects. We have come to the second section, which I will briefly explain about the role for each member in this business. This is Siti Nurbalqis Binti Zairil Hizam. She is the founder of the Writers Cafe and she is the top manager who owns and manages the organization. She also the one who will make long-term decision and will establish objectives, policies and strategies in order to make sure that our business in the right path. The second staff is me myself, Nur Qamarina Adibah Binti Muhammad Nur. I am the operation manager of Writers Cafe. I will control the quality of the products such as the coffee and the books, as our cafe have two parts. The first part is the book zone area and the second part is the cafe area. So in order to make the quality good, I will do assessment frequently. And next is I will innovate the products of the business, and if the business want to come out with new products, and I will be the one who in charge in the task. And the last one is I will set up the location and design the interior for the entire cafe. The next one is Nur Qamarina binti Masran. She is our finance manager. She will manage, prepare and analyze the budget of our organization. In terms of managing, she is the one who will control the income and the expenditure of our cash flow to make sure that we do not overspend or we do not spend on unnecessary thing. And at the end of our accounting period, she will prepare the financial statement of our business. I have introduced to the management team. So the next one is the workers. Rasyiqah Syahirah binti Rohiman. She is the worker of Writers Cafe for the book zone area. She will maintain the facilities environment in the study area, and as the new arrival books arrive, she is the one who will arrange the stock, and she also in charge in purchasing book system for our book zone area. The second workers of our cafe is Fitriyani binti Sofian. She will maintain the clean environment in the cafe area. She is also the one who will arrange stock relating to the cafe, such as the coffee powder, the cup and etc. And she is the only one barista we have, and she is also the cashier for the cafe area. Done with introducing the team, so we will go to the next section, which is SWOT analysis. Basically, we have 4 parts. The first part is the strength, second part is the weaknesses, the third part is opportunity, and the last one is the threat. So basically, for strength we have 3, and weaknesses also 3. The opportunity we have 1 only, and the threats we have also 1. The strength is high traffic location, large target market, convenient place to study. And for the weakness, we have acquired big capital, limited space and weak staffing. For opportunity, we have external market condition, and the last one is the threat, which is the risk of COVID-19 viruses. All of the points here I will be explained further in the next slides. For the strengths part, our book cafe is located in high traffic location which has more passerby, and this will bring great potential of exposuring our cafe to the new customers. Besides, we also have large target market, which means that all of our customers comes from various demographic segmentation such as age, gender, family status and income. we have customers from all level of the demographic segmentation, and the convenient environment also may help students to study better in our book cafe. The silence environment may help them to study and concentrate more to do the task given. For the weaknesses part, to open up a book cafe business like this, it will acquire a big amount of capital to make sure the operation runs smoothly, and we need to buy lot of expensive things such as comfortable chairs for the students and lecturers to sit and study, the bookshelf for the study area, the cabinet and the coffee machine for the cafe. Next, the entire shop lot need to be divided into two parts, which are the cafe and the reading area, and this will bring limited spaces to our customers. And the last one is our staffing are most the youngest who was inexperienced in the barista field, and the HR need to make regular assessment to make sure that the skill is increased time by time. For the third part is opportunity. Opportunity refer to the external market condition that we can take advantage of. For our organisation, the advantage we have is every time during examination week, students will come to our book cafe because they want to study, but at the same time having soothing coffee. The caffeine contained in the coffee will help students to study until late night, and most of the students prefer this condition because they want to study until late night. The last part from me is the threat. Because of the current situation of COVID-19, the students prefer to study at their own room rather than coming to our cafe because the virus spread easily. The restriction made by government also affect the number of our customer because each customer need to keep distance for 1 meter from each other, and due to limited spaces, only some customers can enter at a time. And the last one is this situation has greatly reduced our customers flow, then become a threat to our organisation.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Fitriyani Binti Sofian, metric number 28143. So today I will be presenting about the market analysis summary. Firstly, I will be presenting about the market segmentation. So we have three market segmentation, which is demographic segmentation, the psychographic segmentation, and the geographic segmentation. So for the first segmentation, which is demographic, we have age, gender, and level of education. As our main target is the university level student, so we are targeting people around the age of 19 to 25. But we didn't specify on which gender that we are focusing on our target market because we are welcoming everyone to our cafe. As for the level of education, as the cafe is located in University Utara Malaysia Kedah, so we didn't specify the level of education, but it mostly our target market is the student in the campus itself. As for the psychographic segmentation, we have two, which is lifestyle and life goals. So it almost the same, lifestyle and life goals, but why we choose that? Because we believe that each student have their aim for their studies, so we are providing a place, a facility for them to study, but also at the same time releasing their attention and having fun, because we are not just providing a book cafe, but it also have a cafe where you can enjoy some coffee while study. As for the geographic segmentation, the physical location of our cafe is located at College of Business in front of the Tea Life store in University Utara Malaysia Kedah. Why we choose that place? Because it is located in the center where it is accessible for all students from other school to go there, either by buses or by walking. So it is easy for people to come to our cafe and enjoy the moment. So on the market needs, firstly we have the market trends. As you can see nowadays, it is a trend to open a book cafe either in the city or in the suburban. So we think, why not we open a book cafe in the campus? So it can be a place for the student to study, to have a group discussion while having some coffee with their friends. We also can create a trend in the campus so that we can promote our campus to the outsider. The book cafe itself is not just a place for study, but also can be a place for meeting, for people to take some OOTD. So at the same time, we can grow our business. So secondly, on the market needs, we have convenience. As the title itself, we are focusing on the needs of the target market. So we think it is convenient to have a book cafe in the campus for students who didn't prefer to go to the library to study. Also for the staff, the lecturer, to have some coffee while meeting or having a small talk with their colleague. So we think it's convenient to have a place where you can do two things at the same times, either studying, having a knowledge talk, or just having some coffee. So the next point is choice. We think it is an attraction to have a book cafe in the campus itself. Even though our target market is the university student, but by having a book cafe, we can also attract other people, outsiders, to come to UM. So by that, we can also at the same time promoting UUM to other people. Also, it is a trend that people are going to the book cafe for taking pictures, for OOTD, and uploading photos to the social media. So we think that having a book cafe in the campus, it is a great advantage for the campus. So lastly, on the market needs, we have the customers needs. So our cafe focusing on the quality. So we are trying to give our best for the student, so we are giving out a survey and also receiving feedback after they are spending their time in the cafe, so that we can improve on how they want the cafe to look like or how they want the cafe to operate, so that we can fulfill everyone's needs and also at the same time giving satisfaction to everyone. So marketing strategies is divided into two, which is the advertisement and also the social media. As for social media, we are choosing the Instagram platform, the Facebook platform, and WhatsApp group platform, because we think that it is easier and fastest to spread the word using that platform. So as for the Facebook, we are using the university community like the newsfeed group, and for the WhatsApp group, we are using like the class group, the event group to spread the word. As for the advertisement, we are trying the traditional way, which is giving out a flyer to the student, sticking the flyer at the bus stop, at the college, so that people can see that we are opening a book cafe in UUM. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and good afternoon. My name is Rasyiqah Syahirah Binti Rohiman and my metric number is 280073. I would like to continue the presentation by discussing the fixed cost and variable cost for Writers Cafe. Following are the list of fixed costs and variable costs for our company. The fixed cost consists of the rental expenses, salaries of the workers, depreciation of our asset which we uses the straight line method, and lastly the advertising cost for selling and administrative purposes. Hence, the total fixed cost for the year is 207,990 ringgit. Moving on with the variable cost, it consists of the main ingredient for our coffee, books, utilities, packaging, and lastly delivery costs, which amount to 298,100 ringgit. Moving on, break-even analysis for 2021. What is break-even analysis? Break-even analysis is analysis that shows how many sales does it takes to pay for the cost of doing a business. We uses the contribution margin method. So first, we need to calculate the unit contribution margin by subtracting the selling price with the unit variable cost. Then, the sales mix. From the total sales, 6 of them consist of copies, meanwhile 4 of them consist of books. The next column shows the percentage of it, and the last column consists of the package contribution margin, which is calculated by unit contribution margin times with the sales mix. So the total package contribution margin for the year is 58 ringgit. From that, we will calculate the break-even package by dividing the fixed cost of 207,990 ringgit with the 58 ringgit of package contribution margin, and we will get the 3,586 unit of break-even package. From there, we will calculate the BEP in units by multiplying break-even package with the sales mix. And from there, we will calculate the break-even points in sales by multiplying break-even point in units with the selling price. And to get the variable cost is by multiplying break-even point in units with its unit variable cost.
Break-even analysis for 2022. The same as the previous year, the calculation remains the same, but because of the unit variable cost has changes from 3 ringgit to 2 ringgit for coffee, we have to recalculate the package contribution margin. So for 2022, package contribution margin is 64 ringgit, and then we will recalculate the break-even package, and for the year it is 3,249 units. After that, we will recalculate the BEP in units, BEP in sales, and then the variable cost, because the break-even packages has changed for year 2022. Next, contribution income statement at BEP in 2021. Sales at BEP and the variable expenses is taken from the data of break-even analysis that we have previously done. So when we minus those two items, we will get the contribution margin. And to get the percentage of it, we must divide variable expenses with the sales at BEP, multiply it with 100. So the total contribution margin percentage is 53.7%, and the total is 207,990 ringgit, which is the same with fixed expenses. So when we minus those two items, the net income must be zero as shown. Next, we will count the break-even point in sales for 2021 using the contribution margin ratio method. Fixed expenses is divided with the contribution margin ratio, which is 53.7, and we will get the break-even point in sales for 2021 as 387,291 ringgit and 72 cents. Next, contribution income statement at BEP for the year 2022. Using the same calculation method as previous, the sales at BEP minus with the variable expenses, we will get the contribution margin, and to get the percentage of it, variable expenses is divided with the sales at BEP multiplied with 100. So the total percentage for the year 2022 is 59.26% with the contribution margin of 207,990 ringgit minus also with 207,990 ringgit of fixed expenses, we will get the net income of 0. Then to calculate break-even point in sales for the year 2022, using the contribution margin ratio method, fixed expenses 207,990 ringgit divided with the contribution margin ratio of 59.26%, we will get the break-even point in sales for the year 2022 as 350,983 ringgit and 13 cents. Moving on. Targeted sales and profit for 2022. So for 2022, we have aimed to sell 31,200 units of books and 87,750 units of coffee. So both of these products are expected to bring a total sales of 1,170,000 ringgit. Then we calculated the targeted profit for 2022 using the formula sales equal to variable expenses plus fixed expenses plus profit. Then after substituting the value of sales for 2022, the variable expenses and fixed expenses, we got a profit of 541,110 ringgit. Then the first graph shows the monthly total sales. For books, we have aimed to sell 2,600 units monthly, and for coffee, it is 7,312 units from January to November, and for December, it is 7,318 expected because of the year-end sales. The next graph shows the annual total sales. It shows a drastic amount of units sold from 2001 to 2002. Moving on. Contribution income statement. For 2021, the sales is 484,000 ringgit. Minus with the variable expenses of 229,000 ringgit, the contribution margin we get is 255,000 ringgit. Minus with the fixed expenses of 207,990 ringgit, the net income loss for that year is 47,010 ringgit. Meanwhile, the projected contribution income statement, the expected sales for 2022 is 1,170,000 ringgit. Minus with the variable expenses of 420,900 ringgit, we will get the contribution margin of 749,100 ringgit. Then minus the fixed expenses of 207,990 ringgit, we will get a net income profit of 541,110 ringgit. Moving on. Degree of operating leverage. To calculate degree of operating leverage for 2021, contribution margin is divided with the net operating income. So contribution margin of 255,000 divided by 47,010 ringgit of net operating income, The degree of operating leverage for 2021 is 5.4244. Next, for the degree of operating leverage of 2022, the contribution margin of 749,100 ringgit divided by net operating income of 541,110 ringgit, we will get a degree of operating leverage of 1.3844. Moving on to the last slide, margin of safety. So margin of safety for book in unit for 2022, 31,200 expected unit minus with the 12,999 break-even point in unit. We will get 18,201 unit. And for margin of safety for books in Ringgit Malaysia for 2022, the margin of safety in unit which is 18,201 unit times with the selling price which is 15 ringgit, we will get 273,015 ringgit. Next, the margin of safety for coffee in unit for 2022. The expected sales in unit is 87,750 minus with its break-even point in unit which is 19,499 unit. We will get 68,251 unit. Then to calculate its margin of safety for coffee in Ringgit Malaysia for 2022, the margin of safety in unit which is 68,251 unit times with its selling price per unit which is 8 ringgit, we will get the margin of safety for coffee in Ringgit Malaysia for 2022, 546,008 ringgit. That is all from me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Qamarina Binti Masran. My matric number is 281537 and I will be presenting about three statements in our company, which is statement of profit or loss, statement of cash flow and statement of financial position. For statement of profit or loss, it shows the company's revenue and expenses during a particular period. It also indicates how the revenues are transformed into net income or net profit. For 2021, our company sales is 484,000 minus cost of goods sold. Our cost of goods sold is 160,500, and we minus sales and cost of goods sold, we got gross profit which is 323,500. For expenses, our expenses included rental expenses, salaries, advertising, depreciation, utilities, packaging and delivery costs. For depreciation, we depreciate refrigerator, motorcycle, furniture, office equipment and machinery. Total up the expenses, we got 276,490. And to get net profit, we minus gross profit with total expenses and we got 4,710. For 2022, our company sales is 1,170,000. For cost of goods sold, we got 333,500. And gross profit, we got 8,3600 and 500. For expenses, we total up the expenses and we got 295,390. And our company net income increased by 494,100, which is for 2022 we managed to get net income 541,110. Second statement that I will be presenting is a statement of cash flow. Statement of cash flow is a financial statement that summarizes the amount of cash and cash equivalent entering and leaving the company. It provides a vital information about an entity. It shows the movement of money in and out of the company. It also helps the investor to understand how much money the company is making and how much they are spending. For statement of cash flow, it is divided into three sections, which is cash flow from operating activities, cash flow from investing activities, and cash flow from financing activities. In our company, there is no investing activities and financing activities, so there is no cash flow from both of the section. For cash flows from operating activities, there is net income, depreciation, changes in account receivable, inventory, and accounts payable. For our company, our account receivable is on credit, so there is no cash flow from account receivables too. For 2021, our net income is 47,010. The depreciation is 3,490. And for the changes in account, for inventory, we got a decrease by 62,300 and increase in accounts payable with 111,400. For account payable, in 2021, we only pay 50% of the total accounts payable, which is 222,800. And for the total of changes, we got 49,100. So the total net cash provided by operating activities is 99,600. We got a increase in cash which is by 99,600, and our ending cash balance is 109,600. For 2032, our net income is 541,110. The depreciation is the same with 2021, which is 3,490. For the changes in account, we got an increase in inventories, which is 61,100, and increase in account payable 24,800. For 2032, we also paid 50% of the total account payable of 272,400, and the total changes is 85,900, and the net cash provided by operating activities is 630,500. For increase in cash in 2032, we got 630,500. So the ending cash balance is 740,100. For the last statement, I will be presenting about statement of financial position. For our company in 2031, non-current asset is used to run a business. Our non-current asset is refrigerator, motorcycle, furnitures, office equipment, and machinery. In 2031, our total non-current asset is 24,710. For current assets, we have cash and inventory. There is some mistake while I'm presenting in the cash flow, which is our company don't have any account receivable because all of our customers paid for their order and there is no debt from them. So the total of cash and inventory is 171,900, and the total assets, which is sum up of a non-current asset and current asset, is 166,610. For the equity, we have two, which is capital and retained earning. Capital is the money that is invested from all of our members in the company, and the capital for 2031 is 38,200, and the retained earning is 47,010. And sum up both of them, we have total equity, which is 85,210. For the liabilities is we buy inventories on credit, and we have account payable. Our account payable in 2031 is 111,400. Sum up the equity and liability, which is we got total equity and liabilities, we got 166,610. For 2032, the non-current assets total is 21,220, and the current asset is increasing, which is 741,300. The total assets for 2032 is 762,520. For equity, the capital is the same as 2021, which is 38,200, and the retained earning is 588,120. The total equity is 626,320. For the current liabilities, which is accounts payable, we have 136,200, and the total equities and liability for 2022 is 762,520. I think that is all from me. Thank you.
For the next part, I will be presenting about ratio analysis. For the purpose of this business plan, we only choose 5 types of ratio analysis. The first ratio that we choose is quick ratio. Quick ratio is also known as acid test ratio. So the reason why we choose this is because we think that it's important for us to state in the business plan about our business abilities to pay current liabilities with the amount of near cash or quick asset that we have. So for year 2021, we have a quick ratio of 0.98. That means this also can be interpreted as with every 1 ringgit of current liabilities, we only have 0.98 or 98 cent to cover the current liabilities. This means we have smaller amount of quick asset compared to our current liabilities. That means we might not have enough quick asset or near cash to cover our current liabilities in short term. But it is understandable because for 2021 we just started our business, so we might not have a very big revenue or and we also don't have a large amount of capital in the beginning, so that's why our quick ratio is quite low, like below than 1.0. However, for year 2022, we forecasted that we will have a good quick ratio, which is 5.43. This can also be interpreted as with every 1 ringgit of current liabilities, our business have 5 ringgit and 43 cent of quick asset or near cash to cover the current liabilities in short term. This is a good sign. That means we have more than enough quick asset or near cash to cover our current liabilities. Next is leverage ratio, which is debt to asset. Debt to asset ratio will measure on how much percentage of asset that are financed by debt. For 2021, debt to asset ratio shows 0.57, which is equivalent to 57%. That means from the total asset, only 57% are financed by liabilities and the rest are financed by equity. This can also be interpreted as for every 1 ringgit of asset, we only use 57 cent of liability to finance it. An ideal debt to asset ratio will be 40%, and if the debt to asset ratio is 60% or more, it can be considered as poor ratio. So for 2021, we still can consider it as good enough because as we can see, only half of the asset is financed by liabilities and not like majority of the asset. For 2022, we forecasted that debt to asset ratio will be 0.18. That means which is also equivalent to 18%. That means from the total asset, only 18% of the asset will be financed by liabilities and the rest will be financed by equity. This can be considered as good because we don't really have to rely on the liabilities because we still have like majority of the asset will be financed by equity more instead of liabilities. Next is debt to equity ratio. This ratio will tell us for every equity how much debt that we have. For the year 2021, debt to equity ratio shows 1.31. That means for every 1 ringgit of equity, we have 1 ringgit and 31 cent of liabilities. This shows that we have more liabilities compared to our equity. For the year 2022, debt to equity ratio shows 0.22. That means for every 1 ringgit of equity, we only have 22 cent of liability. That means our liability is way smaller than our equity. So of course, the lower the ratio, the better it is. Next, we move on to profitability ratio, which is net profit margin. Net profit margin measures how much net income or profit is generated as a percentage of revenue. And also, it illustrates how much of each ringgit in revenue collected by a company that will be translated into profit. So, for the year 2021, net profit margin shows 0.12. 0.1. That means for every 1 ringgit of net sales, it will produce 10 cents of net profit. For the year 2022, the net profit margin slightly increased to 0.46 or like 46 cents. That means for every 1 ringgit of net sales, we are forecasted to produce 46 cents of profit from 1 ringgit of sale. And the last part of ratio analysis is efficiency ratio, which is inventory turnover. Inventory turnover will measure the number of times we use, sold, or replace our inventory. For the year of 2021, our inventory turnover is 5 times, and the period is about 70 days for every turnover. For 2022, our inventory turnover is slightly higher than 2021, which is we turn over our inventory for 10 times, and it will take about 34 days for every turnover. It is because in 2022, we forecasted to sell more of our products. So that's why we have to turn over our inventory more frequent than last year.